Hey everyone, this is PrinceBrightstar, and welcome back to Phantasy Star Online 2. Yeah, after today's little issue this morning, everything appears to be stable now here. There have not been any further interruptions, so here we go once again. We're going to be kind of going through some of the same things we did earlier this morning, and that I did want to kind of recover the news that came out. And then once we do that, we'll then kind of move into a quick warm-up, and then we'll take it from there. So yeah, let's go ahead and talk about that first here. So the big news today: the North American servers have been confirmed that they are going to be separate from the Japanese servers. This was something that we were waiting to hear about for some time now. There was always going to be this question of, okay, how are they going to make it so that all the content was available? And unfortunately, based on what we've learned now, it seems that that promise may actually not be true here, given that, well, just by the fact that, you know, Japan has different things that they've done with the game so far that, unfortunately, the North American servers are not going to have access to. But at the same time, there could also be certain things that the North American servers have that the Japanese server does not, like certain special events. So we're going to have to see how all that plays out in the end here. But for the moment, at the very least, that's kind of the big news that came through here. So unfortunately, if you're a Japanese player, then you're going to kind of have to pick and choose whether you want to join the English community that's going to be coming in on the Japanese, or rather on the North American servers, or if you're going to continue on with the Japanese servers instead. For my part, I will probably still be moving over to the North American servers, but I will likely also still keep up on the Japanese servers as well, specifically for the purposes of story, as well as just the fact that, well, my character is mostly built up here. But anyway, with that bit of news out of the way, let's go ahead and let's do a quick warm-up here. Let's head over to Rebecca, and let's go ahead and do a trigger quest. We'll do Endless Darkness on Ultra Hard. And into the camp ship we go. Alright, let's grab a random drink. Not looking for that one, I'm looking for the weak point damage. Nope, not that one either. There we go, weak point damage boost. And let's just make sure we're fully stocked on items. And let's do it. Oh, actually, I need to feed my mag here. Let's see. Mag, stealth. There we go. But yeah, again, that's kind of interesting news that that basically players are not going to be able to be cross-compatible, or rather have cross-play between the English and Japanese community. I can kind of understand why the players over in Japan, sadly, are a bit xenophobic, but at the same time, the English community hasn't exactly gotten the best rap here on the server, just because of the actions of certain individuals early on in the server's life. But hopefully, maybe one day we'll get some sort of cross-compatibility, but at the same time, just based on how contracts and things like that work, it's not completely unexpected that things ended up this way. Alright, so the next leg should be coming up any second here. There we go. Really? I got confused twice there. Alright, we'll take care of that confusion again in just a moment here. There we go. Ah, nice. Double popped out the walls early here. Let's get on that tongue again. And that's one thing I am also a little bit worried about is basically how many hackers we're going to be having in the North American version when that does actually come out. Because there were certain individuals that would like move player characters around outside the ship and things like that. I'm really hoping that's not going to be a big thing when this all goes down. But we'll see. It really depends upon how well Sega of America keeps up with their defenses for the game. All right, we're moving on to the Profound Darkness here. Got an early hit on them. Let's go to town.
Emergency. Code due.
That breaks that part. Let's get on this now. What is that? HP reduction. Alright, the bits are coming out. Here's the last one. Let's go for an overend. There we go, good damage. Moving into the second phase. You can dash at me all you want, you're not gonna hit me. Let's see that second bit phase. Here it comes. Alright, where's the last bit? There it is. Imperial Cleave. And we're into phase 3. Once again, the focus here needs to be on the bits, because that's what causes the Profound Darkness to get knocked down. There we go. That's outside my range. There we go. Timber! Alright, we're onto the persona phase. That takes care of them. Let's pop our Photon Blast. Down comes the Profound Darkness one last time. And they're done. Alright, so let's see what we got for drops here.
Completed.
Yeah, usually we don't get many 13 stars out of this, but what we can get are a number of 10 stars and 11 stars, which are useful for just getting additional X cubes, or photon spheres if you need them. Oh, I'm actually full up. Let me deposit these real quick. Alright, let's make our way over to the Techer, and let's see what we got here. Yep, just as I thought. A lot of 10s, some 11 stars, even a 9 star I saw in there. I think I also had some eggs dropped. Yep. Alright. Let's go ahead and... Actually, this time, let's go ahead and sphere these up instead of X-cube them. I've got plenty of X-cubes at this point. Once again, anything that is less than 7 abilities, I get rid of it automatically just because the stuff I have does not sell fast enough on the market for it to even be worth it for me to hang on to that. We'll also get rid of these 11 stars as well here. Turn those into X cubes. You can only turn 10-star weapons into photon spheres. Alright, let's hand that into the material storage. And then there's some other stuff, but I will take care of that in a little bit. Alright, so what we need to do now here is we're going to take a look at what we got here for client orders. So this would take us to the ruins, this would take us to Amduskia. Amduskia. You know what? I think we're gonna head to Amduskia, specifically the Dragonkin Sanctum. That should clear up a bunch of those. I'll also restock my mates here before we head down. There we go. So once again, Happy New Year to everybody that's tuned in here. Once again, we also got that big news about the North American servers. At this point, I'm just ready to go on the beta. We just need to hear when that's actually going to be launching at this point. It's disappointing that the servers are disconnected, but at the same time, it does give everybody kind of a level playing field. The real question is going to be how quickly are players actually going to be able to get up to max level, and what content is actually going to be available from the start. It would be highly unusual for them to start us at just the first episode. But then again, since we know that this is now its own separate, unique version of the game, that's not attached to the Japanese version, who knows what they might do. We might actually be stuck in episode 1, or they could do like a quick release pattern. I'm trying to figure out where the switch for the door is here. Let's see here. Looks like we're not the only ones in here as well. Okay, there's a switch. Looks like they might have already gotten onto that. Oh, there goes the door. Okay. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how all this plays out now here with the launch of the North American version of the game.
Emergency code elimination.
Certainly, I'll be excited to jump into there just to see what changes have happened, see what really what's going to happen with how they're going to handle all the old drops and everything like that, as well as the content-specific drops, like what you could get from Phantasy Star Online 2S, as well as Idola Phantasy Star Saga. As I mentioned before, I'll still be covering the Japanese server, as well as, in the near future, I'm hoping to start up doing Phantasy Star Online 2S, as well as Idola here on Twitch. I got my HDMI cable in to let me connect to my old computer, but the problem I'm running into, that computer had some motherboard issues, which I'm now being reminded of. For a while, I had it operating as just a sort of an overpowered network-attached storage, but now, with the issues I'm running into there, there's the potential that I might not be able to run it off of there, at least in a Windows environment. I might have to see if maybe I can run something like Android x86 or something like that to actually get footage to come over correctly. Because as of right now, trying to do it through just the built-in graphics, the Intel graphics, that is not doing it for me at all here. There's a lot of latency in that, so gotta figure something else out in terms of making this work. Hopefully it's not a case that the processor is too old to be able to do it. It's running an Intel Core 2 Extreme 3770. So we'll see how that all plays out here in the near future. I mean, either I'm going to need a separate computer for that thing, or rather, either that'll work, or I'm gonna need to get a new computer together here. The main issue is that I can't I can't play the games directly through my computer here, the one I'm running right now, because of an issue between BlueStacks and my my microphone, in that my microphone will start crackling anytime BlueStacks is loaded for some reason. Hey Zenzuki, thanks for joining. Rappy, what are you doing here? Not that I mind. You have the Arc Fever stuff, usually. Ah, nice. That takes care of the Soul Dagila client order. Or Dagala, rather. Still looking for the exit to this place, though. So the news is that it's been confirmed by the Japanese developers that the North American servers are going to be disconnected from the Japanese servers. That was confirmed in their New Year's message released earlier today, which means that at launch for North America, only the Xbox version is actually going to be available. It's not going to be a case where you can put in your Japanese username credentials and be able to get back into your character again. Unless they decide to do something prematurely to the launch of the server, but frankly, I doubt it. That wouldn't be fair to other North American players to just let Japanese players bring their stuff in.
Completed.
Alright, looks like the exit is going to be over here. Not that I mind the situation. In fact, it does put people on more of a level playing field, and it does also bring up the whole race to 90 thing again. So we'll have to see how that actually plays out, though, because we don't know what max level is going to be yet. We don't know really what the launch content is going to be. If there's going to be an accelerated release pattern. If everything is just going to be available from the start, or anything like that. That's kind of the next big question. What's actually going to be available at the start? Unfortunately, Sega has worded things a little questionably here in terms of what the classes are. Oh, nice, we got the rare X Dragon. Or Dragon X, rather.
Emergency code due.
So we'll see if all the classes are going to be available, and if that's just them not being clear enough on the situation, or if in reality only the base classes are going to be available, and if the advanced classes are going to be coming later on. That's really the next question here. Because that then gives us a better idea of exactly how much content is going to be available from the start. Since it's unlikely that they would put things in a new order just for the American version. What they would probably do instead is just start us a few patches back. All right, Patty and T are giving us this one. Nice, we got a Magatsu bonus key gold. Alright, let's go ahead and hand these in. I need to bring my boost extension up a bit here. And we'll get rid of these two as well. Okay. Let's also see if we can knock out a Porch Dragon here. Real quick. I probably could have gotten that. Well, actually, no, because the Dragon X doesn't show up in that one. I was thinking about the Infiltration Time Attack. So, to the Skyscape we go. Yeah, and then the other big question is, what are they doing with the monetization of the game? Are they still going to have the gacha system? Are things going to be more in like a cosmetic store? A lot of questions are still up in the air. And in fact, that was something that I brought up last year when the initial announcement of North America was announced. In that a lot of senators were starting to talk about the whole gacha system and loot boxes, all that sort of stuff. So we'll have to see how Sega decides to handle that. Yeah, and collab stuff as well, definitely. The collab stuff is going to be kind of interesting, because some of that stuff, there's no way they're going to be able to bring that over just purely from a contract standpoint. But one thing I am hopeful that we might be able to see finally, at least, is Square Enix finally making good on their word to do their end of the PSO2 collaboration. We've been waiting for that for several years now. Yoshi P, the director of that game, basically stated that he couldn't bring it over because only the Japanese players can play Phantasy Star Online 2. But now the North American players are going to be able to play it. Hopefully now they'll finally be able to make good on that. But we'll have to see. It's possible that the contract on that whole thing may have run out as well, but at the same time, I'm kind of wondering just exactly what happened with all that as well, because it's very unusual for one game to, or rather, it's very unusual for one game to support another game without the other game reciprocating like that. Oh, there's the Quartz Dragon right there. Don't even have to head to the boss room. Alright, so that should clear the client order. Let's just double check. There it goes. Alright, let's get out of here. I don't really recommend specific classes because each player is going to be different in how they prefer to play the game. For myself in particular, I kind of like, I've always been a hunter in PSO2 aside from like the first 6 months or so. So that's why I'm always going to be a hunter. But the fact that the Etoile was just released and I'm using that as a subclass here, I'm using that as sort of a something I've always wanted, which was really to not have to worry about healing myself, which is basically the build I've come up with here. So if we go under the Etoile here, for example, you'll note that I haven't taken anything that is Etoile main class specific here. Instead, what I've done is I've just dumped all my points into what it can be for a subclass instead. Including the damage balancer, which reduces all damage by 70%, but makes it so I can only use mates to heal myself. But, being a hunter, if we come under here, Fury Tree, I have the automate half line, which automatically uses a mate when I take damage below 50% health. So that is a really powerful combo, which essentially emphasizes a playstyle of reckless abandon, essentially. Don't even worry about the damage you're taking. I'll still pop Massive Hunter and such to reduce the idea of getting knocked around, essentially, when I can. But yeah, and Damage Balancer is such a huge throwback to classic Phantasy Star, if you're not aware of that. Because what it is it prevents you from being able to be healed by Resta and other abilities like that. But the thing of it is that if you think back to Phantasy Star End of the Millennium, back on the Sega Genesis, that's exactly how the android characters were on there as well. They had their own recovery ability, and they could be healed through repair kits, but not through the normal stuff that living characters could, like Resta and mates. But I think for the sake of simplicity here, they made it so that you could still use mates with Damage Balancer, especially since Etoile is not locked to cast characters only. That would be kind of interesting, and well, that would definitely emphasize caste supremacy if they did that. But yeah, that's just what we that's kind of what the new class is, and we keep seeing more and more hints of what's going on in the larger story here. I've said for a while now that Phantasy Star Online 2 seems to be the precursor to the story told in End of the Millennium, whereby a long time ago, the two races were at war, and there was eventually the victor, the Great Light, and the Profound Darkness, Shiva being the Profound Darkness, and the Arcs sort of being the Great Light, and the fact that the Profound Darkness in End of the Millennium, when you go and fight it, appears to be female in character, sort of lends credence to that idea as well, since Shiva is also a female as well. Yes, there was a war between the races in Phantasy Star Universe. That happened long before everything went down in Phantasy Star Universe. I think it was about 100 years ago. And it lasted about between, what was it, 600 years and 100 years before the end of the game. I think it was within that 500-year span of years. That was when that war happened. No, it was all the races. It was Beast and Newman and Cass that were involved. The Cass particularly because basically the humans essentially wrecked the planet of Perum, and that's where the Cass then started to build up the world in their image instead. And that's where you have all the Cass on that planet thinking of the idea of a caste supremacy. Solaris, it's really down to personal preference. For myself, I use Hunter Etoile as my class combination here, but it's really comes down to how you want to play the game. Like, for instance, this is a great class if you don't want to have to worry about iframes, or rather class combination. If you want to worry about iframes, then of course you could take Phantom or Etoile as your main instead. If you want to play with pets, then you've got your Summoner. If you want to be a caster, then you could be a Force or a Techer. It really comes down to what your play style is. And yeah, Bouncer was definitely fun when I leveled it. The fact that you had two choices in terms of what classes you could play, or rather two weapons of what you could play on that class was Very nice. Yeah, Hero is great. I find I get knocked around a little too much for me to actually be able to play that correctly, but if you're able to not get hit that often, then by all means, go for it. Alright, so, at this point, what I want to do is I want to hop into a Buster Quest, and the reason I want to hop into a Buster Quest is I'm looking for some Chevelle boosters. I need to get myself a new 13-star arm unit. I've got one currently, but this one is already built up in terms of the abilities it has on it, and I want to trade out the ability 3 here, which gives me an all plus 15, and I want to trade that out for an S7 ability. And that is this one here, S7 add increased efficiency, but the only way to safely make that is, without losing the abilities that are currently on there, is I would have to basically remake the unit again, and I don't want to have to do that. So the other way to get around that is to get a second 13-star arm unit instead. Let me see. I don't have Expert turned on. Let me... I'm looking for, right now I'm just trying to find a match that might have some players in here. Actually, if I go under here, Buster Quest... Okay, there's one player there. Okay, yeah, so then, looks like I might have to do this solo then, since nobody else looks like they're doing Buster Quest right now. That's fine. So, what it is right now I've got a 13-star arm unit that's built up like this. I want to swap out this ability 3 for the S7 ability, but the only safe way to do that without basically rebuilding this arm unit is instead to get a second 13-star, add the S7 ability onto that 13-star, and then transfer the S ability, and that way I don't have to rebuild this arm unit. Zenzuki, generally when it comes to mags in this game, you want to try to stick with a single thing if you can. Like, for instance, the mag I've got on right now is 200 striking. This one here I've got as 200 dexterity, and that works for some classes because they're able to essentially move the dexterity over to all the other attack portions. I think it's like Phantom that does that, as well as one other class. And then if you go Bouncer, there's also a way to switch from T attack to S attack when you're using your boots. Alright, so we're just going to be going in here solo in this case. Since I do need to get Chevelle boosters here. I'm down by about 40 or so, I think, of what I need in order to upgrade them. I've got all the Cleasis boosters I need to get it to the final stage. It's getting it off the Avelda stage I need to do still, though. It's a rainy day on the field here. I don't know what that's gonna do to the compression. Actually, no, I can see it right now. Oh, wow, that looks bad. Sorry, everyone. Alright, let's get the mana. Alright, here we go. At least Sega made it so that you can actually solo these without too many issues now. There's enough health built into these towers now that it's not really that much that you really have to worry about anymore. As long as you take down the enemies, you're generally fine. Or did that not get into the, Okay, that changes things. Did that not get into the main advanced version? I'm kind of curious what's going on here. It's taking damage way, way faster than I'm expecting. Alright, yeah, something... That's really weird. Okay. It's been a while since I've actually done Buster Quest, so maybe something didn't get into the advanced version then. Alright, we'll take it to just the level 1 to 2 then. Does anything drop at least? We did at least get a Cleasis booster. Let me just double check something real quick here. Let's see here. I think it was the Chevelle I needed. No, Cleasis is actually what I need. Okay. So, okay, then maybe what I could do then is just pop that advanced one several times and, and get the boosters that way then. That'd be a lot faster. Granted, I wouldn't do that on stream if that's the fastest way to do it. Basically, there's no point in trying to, show me losing all over and over and over just for that purpose. Alright, in that case, let's see, that actually changes what my plans are here. In that case, why don't we try an endless quest instead? Alright, and we'll go ahead and feed our mag again. There we go. Oh, and if anybody wants to hop in, of course, go ahead and join the party I've set up here. And in fact, I'll go ahead and leave this open for another minute before I actually start this up. I am on ship 2 if anybody wants to join in on the endless run here. Gotcha. That's fine, Zenzuki. I just want to leave it open if anybody else wants to join me or not. After all, I did name this as an open party here on the for this stream here, so but I'm not seeing anybody hopping in here just yet. So, in that case, let's go ahead and actually get this going then. Alrighty, here we go. Rock Bear's down. Now we got some Snow Banthers, or rather a Snow Banther and a Snow Banshee. Alright, where's the... Oh, there it is. Alright, so this one we need to defeat enemies from the front. Gal Griffin, let's take it down. Just don't want to stay still, do ya? Alright, now we're hopping into an AIS. Oh! That's a shame. Let's try that again, shall we? These guys have a lot of health. But I guess that's why they give you a whole bunch of AS to use here. There we go, that's looking better. Looks like we still got 2 up here. Alright, now we can move on to Magatsu here. Right now I'm trying to take out its arm faces. It's probably quicker if I just keep using the cannon, though. Especially since I still have 26 uses of this. Oh no, I'm too far away to even hit it. Alright, let's hop down to a pad then. Let's try that again. There we go, that's doing some damage. Alright, so its face is opened up. I'm gonna need one more of those. I forgot about its kneecaps here. There we go. There's the thing I'm looking for. There we go, finally! Alright, let's get out of here. Alright, this looks like the episode 1 to 4 training. Here goes the Bull Dragon, in comes the Quartz Dragon. Definitely they can burrow underground. So this is kind of what I was talking about Reckless Abandon earlier, in that basically I don't even care about the damage that's incoming from Elder here, or the hand. I'm just basically just going at it. They do so little to me, and the fact that I've got Automate to help me just means that I'm not going to run out anytime soon. There goes Elder. And there goes the other one. Yeah, that's the humanoid form of Elder. Yeah, so far I've only used 4 monomates, and I'm able to buy that right back here. That's how good this combination is. The fact that I don't have to worry about my health at all. And in these endless quests, because they put these stores every 4 missions, I just don't have to worry at all. Alright, let's get this going again. Oh, I forgot to pop my boosters again. There we go. Okay, that takes care of that island. Let's take out this Scorch Gland. There we go. Now we've got Veal Meduna. They should go down quickly as well. There we go. On to the next mission. Hey, Persona. Alright, the Diragno went down before I could get the last part broken there, but that's okay. Got our build pen over there. Alright, we got a lucky time extension there. Alright, time's up. Oh nice, I got some of my collection files.
いいですね。いいですね。いいですね。
Those are always nice for using them as fodder. If you need to grind something up. Alright, let's see what dropped here.
私にお任せ。
Probably just looking at a bunch of low star stuff, but we'll see.
これはいいものだ。
Yeah, I'm seeing some 8s and 9s in there.
よーく見えたよ。これはいいものだ。
Alright, so for that, let's head over to our room. Yeah, collection file weapons, let me bring up the menu once I'm inside of here. Yeah, as you can see, they drop as plus 30 when you collect them. And so those can be used to help you grind up a weapon that you're actually trying to get ground up quickly. Let's see here. I want to craft and item desynthesis. Rarity. And we're going to get rid of anything that is less than a 7 ability. Yeah, that's true. If you're still low level at this point, then yeah, definitely pick something and work towards it, because that'll be the best bet that you got for a while at the very least. I think, yeah, that's it for the low star stuff. And then the rest of this we can recycle into spheres. Except the 8 slot ability stuff here, that I want to hang on to. So once you pick up the collection file, you have unlimited time to complete it, with the exception being if it's tied to a certain emergency quest, and that emergency quest is no longer being run anymore. So, like, for instance, one of the current collection files is related to the Merry Christmas on Ice 2019, so there's probably not going to be that much time left on that. Granted, if you use the trigger version of that, you'll still be able to collect some of the, you'll be able to collect some items. Max level right now is level 90. Alright, I'm gonna hop over to a busier block here. That cast has been standing there for a while. That's what I was gonna look at next, yeah, if we can try the Buster quest again. Nobody's running that one. We got one player in here. Yeah, King DJ, yeah, it's, if you haven't started yet at this point, you might as well wait for the North American release, since we just learned today that the North American servers are completely disconnected from the Japanese servers, so there's not going to be any transfer of items or characters or anything like that. This is looking like, still not many players are looking at this right now, so I think what we'll do instead is we'll go under Ultimate Quest, and we'll do some of the area survey for a while.
よろしくお願いします
Hardest quest in PSO2 right now? That's kind of subjective because there are quests that are just really long. There are some quests that are really short, but really hard to complete if you don't know what you're doing. I guess if I were to pull up the list right now... this is pretty easy because you always got players running it. The featured quests are designed for lower level players. Free quests... these are pretty easy. Ultra Exploration, they're more difficult because of the healing reduction that's going on, but still, as long as you're in a group, you're fine. All of these are going to be really easy. Bonus quests are designed for leveling up. Buster quests, as long as you're with a group, you're fine. Yes, there is some PvP, and it happens across the different ships on the shared ship. For myself, I'm not a big PvPer, especially since I'm playing from North America, and so I've got the lag working against me compared to anybody that's playing from Japan, whereby there would be much less lag for them. For me, being in North America, it basically adds an extra 0.5 to 1 seconds of lag automatically to me. The most difficult solo quest, it's really subjective. Solo training Fanatical Phantoms, if you haven't done that yet for the for getting your expert requirement cleared, then that's probably the one that I would say is the hardest solo. That plus the one that I took on earlier today, which is the Destroyers of Light here, where you have to go up against Deus and Mother and take them out within 18 minutes. Those would... I think the game essentially classifies as the two hardest solo quests currently. The problem with them being solo is that is so against how the regular play of the game works, essentially. Because usually you're not solo. Usually you're going to be in a group. Granted, I do have my expert requirements cleared. And that's... Really, it comes down to just making sure that you've got... Well, yeah, here's the thing. The way the game works is it will try to match you up with other players when you can. Yeah, I'm gonna be in it for the North American version. I've already got an Xbox One ready to go. I'm just waiting to see if we'll be able to use keyboard and mouse for play on that, compared to just using the controller. Let's see here. And then, of course, the one I've stepped into here as well, this Remnants quest. It's not that bad until you get up to level 999, at which point...
大丈夫ですかエフィメラの反応が桁違いですここまでの反応はオメガでも見たことがありません強大な適正存在の反応も確認しましたこれまでに倒してきた敵よりもさらに強い反応です今までにない反応ばかりで正直想像も予測もつきません無理はしないでくださいね
Alright, First time I've run into that cutscene. Once you get to 999, Masquerade, what happens is they basically do 999,999 damage to you on any hit that you take. But at that point, it's more a question of, is it just Sega did that intentionally to be cheap, compared to actually making it hard content? Like, legitimately hard.
Emergency code due.
Here come the clones! And I'm frozen. Yeah, so that attack right there at the end there, that is supposed to do like a ton of damage, but because I'm the Atoa class as my sub, with the damage balancer, I'm still able to survive that hit with no problems whatsoever. So it really does emphasize a playstyle of reckless abandon, essentially. Regarding the voices, I think it really comes down to the kind of cast that you have. I mean, there are some cases where the American cast ends up being even better than what you had for the Japanese voice cast. For example, Cowboy Bebop is actually one of the better examples of that, compared to what you got out of the Japanese version. Granted, you're always going to have your purists and such, but that's just one example. In some cases, of course, you're going to have a better Japanese cast, especially when you're comparing it to the early heyday of anime translation, where voice actors weren't really given that much emphasis, and it was just sort of like who they had on staff that day that was reading the lines. Let's see here. Take a look at the client orders I've got right now. Looks like we could actually make a run in the ruins real quick here. The last of the really hard quests, I would say, is going to be the Faleg fight at the end of episode 4, if you don't know how to handle that. But if you do take a Toil, or rather, if you do what I have here, which is Hunter at Toil, it actually becomes really simple to take them on. Because all you have to do is just have your automate kick in after each hit, and then once you get to phase 2 of that fight, dump any monomates and dimates you have out on the ground, because the incoming damage becomes too much for them at that point, and instead just rely on your trimates at that point, and just take her out as quickly as you can.
Emergency code capture.
失敗報告を受け取りました。
Failed.
At this point, there's virtually no reason to really complete a capture order. Rappy, what are you doing in the ruins today? Actually, today it makes sense since it is PSO2 day, so experience boosts are in effect for that, as well as other boosters. Beginning tips, I would say you don't have to worry as much about what weapons and units you have until you hit max level, or around at the very earliest level 80. What I would say is take advantage of any of the Latonia certificates rather, that you can get through completing the story mode. Those will give you a nice 13-star weapon at a plus 30. And really early on, also don't ignore your ARCS missions, because you can get some really nice experience boosts out of those as well. Beyond that,
Emergency code attack.
I would say make sure that you are grouping up with other players, just because when you are grouped up in a party, that automatically applies another experience booster to everything else that's in play. So when you're at when you're in a 2-player party, you get a 20% experience booster. Walt Senpai, thank you for following. At 3 party members, you're at a 30% booster, and then at a at 40%, you're at a 40, or at 4 players, you're at a 40% booster. And it's actually a tri-boost, so you're also getting rare drop and Meseta boosts in that as well. I would also say don't ignore your gathering. And the reason you don't want to ignore that is because in order to get the various rings in the game, these skill rings like this, you need to collect various items in order to put them together, and a lot of them come from mining and fishing. Well, actually more mining than fishing, but in order to get yourself into the fever mode, you want to start with fishing, and then switch over to mining once the fever activates. Let's see, what else? Gathering's also really easy. As long as you time everything correctly, you're not going to have any problems with that. Plus, really early on, that's actually a lot of experience that you get from that. But we're talking like the first 20 levels or so. After that, it's not as much. Another tip I would say is don't ignore coffee. They unlock everything related to classes and levels and everything in this game. And then, if you're able to, at least for this version of the game, go ahead and grab PSO2S and link it up, because that will give you an extra 100 slot bank to use. Beyond that, you can easily get the extra bank slots, extra number 1, through Star Gems, that you get through completing the story as well as leveling up. And then, of course, make sure you're always running your dailies as well as your featured quests. These give you an additional try boost when you hand them in, and then the featured quests give you a chance to get some bonus keys, which you can then use to level up really fast. Granted, I would say if you can, hang on to the longer-term bonus keys until you're a higher level, because those will scale up as you continue to level up. I would definitely agree with you there, Walt Senpai, about Zig, or Jig, I guess, as he's going to be known in the North American version. Let's see here. So we just need Zeshradai at this point. So let's make for the exit. Beyond that, another thing that you can do to level quickly, once you hit around level 40, is you can go into advanced quests. Those always have a 100% experience booster on them. With this being PSO2 Day, they have an additional booster on them as well. But that's the same for all quests today. PSO2 Day is kind of the day that you want to level up if you've got bonus keys that are going to last until then and such. And that happens on the second day of the month. And if you happen to go under Premium, then that also happens on the second or the 22nd day of the month as well. That's the wrong button.
Your Majesty, code due.
Yeah, that's one of the things I love about this game, the fact that bosses can just pop up anywhere. Alright, what other client orders do I need to do? Blimagala, that would be on the coast. Skull Buffalo, that would be in Vegas. Vulture Famut, how many do I need? That would take us over to Tokyo and Vegas. Alright, yeah, let's go ahead and do a let's take it over to Las Vegas now. You're talking about Niao? So Niao is actually not a rabbit. He is a species called a muskcat. Huge throwback to the first game in the series. Another tip I would say is when you get high enough level that you're starting to run like super hard mode and such, one thing that you want to do is you want to go under your options and set it so that only 10-star and above weapons will actually show that they've dropped on the ground. And that way you're not picking up any untech'd 7 to 9 stars unintentionally. 7 to 9 stars are really weak at this point.
Completed.
And you really can't even do that much with them. Yeah, Neo is basically an interdimensional being, so he kind of hops around at will, and he's able to call others in whenever he needs some help. Walt Senpai, yeah, definitely, that is also a huge hint. It's not as bad as it used to be since they've reduced the number of X cubes that you need to hand in from 50 down to 5 for each level down. But that's still a lot of X cubes if you're significantly messed up on a mag. For example, if I pull mine up here, I've got this Cepheus, which is... It's got 73 in dexterity, and I need to get that down and change that to a range 200 at some point. Alright, well, once you start getting X cubes, and believe me, they're going to start dropping in droves eventually for you, that you'll be able to fix that. There's another Rappy. You definitely don't want to ignore the Rappies just because they do drop grinders and such, which can sometimes be a little rare to come across. They also drop certain special abilities on days like PSO2 Day.
Your Majesty, code due. Completed.
Alright, what do we have over here? I think I saw... Yep, Skull Buffalo. Need to get some more of those vultures, though. have no idea where those Five Nights at Freddy's rejects came from. It's so strange when I first saw them pop up in the game.
Emergency code. Unite. Completed.
Another tip, what I would say is, there are certain weapons that generally you want to keep with you whenever you are hunting rares, and the reason for that is they do boost the drop abilities that come on weapons. Looks like we got Bruno and Jenna here. Those are characters from Phantasy Star Online 2S. Let's kind of get past this emergency trial and I'll show you what I mean for the weapons. Generally, you don't have to worry about fixing until you're at endgame. It's kind of a waste of money before then, to be honest. Alright, so that does it for this quest.
Completed.
Let's head back up to the camp ship. But in terms of the weapons I would recommend, the Monkey King bar, you always want to have this thing on you. This has a special ability called Skilled Trainer, which boosts the probability of items dropping with special abilities. And then, if you are specifically hunting at the time, then you also want a Varlet, which has Fortunate Omen, which boosts the probability of rare weapons dropping unidentified. And what that does is it basically gives you a free extra slot on there, because you can just add one on that's either going to be an Experience up, a Meseta up, or a Rare Drop up. And you can then swap that out for something else. Yeah, I am mostly on my way to a Liberate series weapon. I've got a Novel sword that's ready to go at 8 slot. I just need to get that in place, essentially. I've got everything I need, except I still need, I need enough of them so I can bring the grind value up to 35, and then I need the Liberate unlock. Other than that, I have everything else I need. No, you don't have to have them equipped. You just need to have them in your inventory when you're hunting these items. But you definitely want to bring both of them up to level 3, which means you're going to have to grind them 3 times in a row, up to plus 10. After that, you don't have to grind them again if you don't want to. Yeah, well, so I completely agree. I'm waiting until the next campaign starts, which should be sometime next week, which will allow you to get more of the Novel weapons as well as a Liberate unlock. Alright, I need to clear some space here. Can get rid of these for now. And I'll also drop these in the bank. And I can get rid of these as well. Yeah, there's basically 2 main ways that you can get up to those to those titles. Either you can spend a lot of time with NPC characters, doing 10 runs with each, and then you can grind the old type weapons, which, well, they're just really expensive to grind up, to be honest. Yeah, I'm happy with the units I've got for right now. I've got a Chevelle Serb, which I've got at plus 170, which brings it up to 220 S attack. Then I've got this Chevelle Ret, which I've got at 210 S attack, and then 260 total. I'm actually going to be swapping out an ability 3 here for an S7 ability. This increased efficiency S7, which will make it so that mates are more effective, 30% more effective than they were before. And the reason I want to do that is because when it comes to a Hunter at Toil class combination, it's a basically your health pool is how many mates you have. So anything that makes your mates more effective is going to give you an even larger health pool. And then the other thing I have, which makes sure I just never go down to a single hit, is I've got a Rappy Shine here as well. Which, it doesn't show it on here, but the Rappy Shine, I would say, is also one of the most important units you can get early on, because it gives you 777 extra HP. Yeah, I do completely agree. It's nice that they do say what you need in order to actually unlock a title. Let's see here. What else do we still need? Still need some Skull Buffaloes. Still need... Actually, no. I'm done with the Vulture Femma, so that's at least some good news. Let's go ahead and hand some of these in. Alright, so this is going to be kind of a slower week, actually, on the team points this week, it looks like, just because not many of these are a high number of team points. None of them are really bosses, except for the Lanzerval S1. So I'll probably have to do multiple days of runs of these here. To cap my team points for the week. Let's also head over here to find out. Hand one of these in, get that up to 15 out of 15, and then I'll hand 2 of these in. If you don't have anything that's 13-star yet, I would actually suggest going after the Novell units. Just because they do also have an ingrained, like, I think it's like 180 HP built into them. Not 100% certain on that number, but I know it's like over 100 HP per unit. So that's kind of the way that you want to go at this point. I find you don't have to keep up, you know, too much. The set I'm using right now, I built them... When did I get them? I built those about 4 or 5 months ago, and they've been serving me well ever since. Before those, I had a Charlia Kellis for my arm, which I had at 240, and then... Yeah, I think the leg and rear are over on other characters right now. But the reason I made the move was because I wanted to get the extra resistance on there. So, like the rear Rappy Shine, this has a built-in 7% resistance with the with everything that it's got here. Blow resist, shot resist, and mind resist. And then this one here doesn't have any ability resistances, but it has 5% across the board, plus 4% fire and dark resist. And then this one, I gave this one an all resist 3 as well. So that also helps it to resist damage as well. But this set I will probably hang on to for quite a while still. Let's see, so... we need to head over to Haruka-tan to take care of some of those enemies. So why don't we do that now? We'll head for Sharonia. Yeah, that works. That's always a funny way to enter the telepool, just... I'm doing a guilty break and it's like I tripped and fell into it. That takes care of the Kuronites. And then I just need to head for the exit now. That looks like the exit over there. And I went TPS style here because the auto-target was just sending me in all different directions and didn't want that happening. That should clear up that client order. Yep, there we go. And also, another tip I would have is don't worry so much about getting an S rank on everything that you try to run, unless that's what a client order actually requires. Otherwise, just take things at your own pace, and if you've cleared everything that you need to clear, then don't even worry about it. Just go ahead and finish up the mission then. Let's see here. Let's see if anybody is running Buster quests now. We got one player there. And one player there. Alright, why don't we go ahead and do a free match then? I'm pretty sure at least this one has the lower requirements compared to the advanced, the +3 advanced. If not, then I'm not sure what's going on.
まもなく魔人乗船です。すでに魔人結界の展開も確認されており、激戦が予想されます。バスターパイルを召喚して結界を破壊し、魔人城に接近。これを撃破してください。健闘を祈ります。頑張ってください。
Grab the mana.
マナの回収もお忘れなく。
Alright, here we go. Hopefully this one ends up a little bit better than the last one did.
敵軍の進行を確認。バスタータワーを応援してください。マナの上昇を確認。
Yeah, that's more the damage I'm expecting. It should not have been going down that quickly on the other one. Yeah, Etoile is really, really powerful. I would also recommend it if you're still working on your expert requirements. Alright, here come the Buster
敵軍の
piles.
芝生に気をつけてください。
Unfortunately, they are on separate sides of the map here. Or frozen. Alright, on to the attack phase. Again, I'm not that concerned about the health of the towers, just because the scaling helps out with single players in this particular mode. But you do still have to take out the enemies. Oh, that bomber golem just warped over. Go ahead and bring Elder out. Alright, we are moving on to the attack phase.
敵が数が減ってきています。敵軍の自爆に気をつけてください。
Oh, there's only one enemy up. Okay, gotcha.
防衛機構から魔人城に移動が可能です。あとは魔人城を倒すだけですよ。
Oh, Sierra, thank you.
今がチャンスです。
There goes one of its arms. There goes the other. Check my boosters. Oh, never mind.
以上の消滅を確認。完全勝利です。お疲れ様です。帰還してください。
Alright, so we should just get a bunch of Buster medals for this here. Or not. It said Buster Medal received, but I'm not sure how many it actually was. If we go under the Buster Medal exchange here, let's just see how many we got. So I've got 22 currently. And in order to get more of what I need, let's see, where are those? Cleasis booster. I would need... Yeah, the count's actually looking like about 500 or so, actually, to get what I'm gonna need. So, this may actually not be the most efficient way for me to get these, then. I might need to see if I can pop some triggers instead to see if any of the any of those triggers would actually give up what I need. And in fact, why don't we go ahead and do that right now? Headed over to one of the busier blocks here so that more players can join in. I'm thinking the Incarnation of Knowledge. That should be a decent one to run here, since that gives us Omega Falls Loser. Let me just look real quick at the translation for this here. Because I want to make sure that other players are able to get into this. Let's see. Items. Quest trigger. Trying to grab the Japanese name, since this is one of the Japanese blocks that I'm in right now. Let's see here. You know what, maybe I do have this, other trigger. Let me see. I do. Okay. Yeah, here we go. Okay, if anybody else wants to join in on this trigger, of course you can hop in as well. You'll just need to make your way over to block 13 here. I'm not entirely sure if I would actually be able to solo this or not, but that might be something that I would try to do as well here if nobody wants to join in on this quest. I'll give it a few more minutes here. Alright, we got 2 players now. And the reason I'm saying this on both sides of the room is because the text boxes don't carry over all the way across the lobby. Let me see if I can clear up my inventory a little bit while we're still waiting here. Give this about one more minute, and then we'll go ahead and start. Alright, in that case, let's head on in. Alright, looks like we're all here. Let's get this going. Alrighty, here we go.
Your Majesty, code due.
I'll go ahead and refresh my boosters now, just in case. The first thing we need to do is break its arms. Let's get that player back up. There we go. One of its arms is broken. Wound opens up. I feel like this is going really slowly for some reason. Alright, wound opens up. There we go. This one should open up again. Or maybe not. Now it's opened up. Okay. Take a look at that. With the damage balancer, I was actually able to take one of those dagger hits. Oh, I'm frozen. Alright, hopefully that Phantom knows they need to start casting techniques to get his clock open there. As for myself, I'm gonna try going for some headshots here. Basically just turning this into an aerial battle at this point here. Zart the Mad, thank you for joining me today. Oh, he knocked me down. Oh well. Hopefully we'll have them down shortly here. Alright, well, since we built an... Oh, nope, actually, he just got finished up. That's funny, I was trying to change into my Falls Loser form. Alrighty, let's do it. Unfortunately, I did not see any of the Chevelle things drop there. Oh well, it was nice to finally get rid of that trigger anyway. Nice! Yeah, I remember playing the Dreamcast on launch day. I didn't have a proper connection back then, so I was kind of offline for several months until I could actually figure out how to get the dial-up working. And Happy New Year to you. Alright, let's see here. Pudding. I actually need to get rid of some of these, since I've already collected them. PSO, let's see. Yeah, it was just an interesting time back then, with how that game launched, how really it was it's the first console action RPG to go online like that before. So yeah, if you haven't seen PSO2 before, you're in for a real treat. Yeah, this is from the Merry Christmas on Ice quests, and that's going away in a couple of days, so I don't think we're going to be looking at that much longer here. Same for that one. And same for that one, so... yeah, I guess the question now becomes, what's going to be the next of the collection files? Because I'm already locked in on this one here for what I'm going to be getting next, which is this Talus, which casts Shift and D-Band at the same time. Alright, let's see what we got from that boss there. Looks like just a bunch of 10 stars. Once again, most of those I can just get rid of here. Turn them into X cubes this time. Anything with less than 7 abilities, I'm going to do that to them. Just because anything less than that, it typically doesn't sell fast enough for me to actually keep them. Got a Satellite Riser, I think that's actually a 12-star. Nope, it's just a 10. Okay. But yeah, I've been playing Phantasy Star since the Genesis days. And it's always so interesting to think about how where this series has come from back in those days compared to how it is now. That plus when you consider how the timeline appears to be playing out for everything here. Let's put all this away, and we'll put all this away. And then we just got some decent drops for Photon Arts, so I'll go ahead and throw those on the market here real quick. Guilty Break is not doing that well for pricing these days. Oh yeah, definitely. The ruins, definitely. I would completely agree with you there. That falls that's in that ship is more than likely the one that was aboard the Elisa 3. Even though they tried to abandon that plot line long ago. Alright, we'll get rid of this Coast Exploration client order. I'm going to hang on to the rest of these here, because these go towards extending my daily boost once those run out. We did complete the Lanzer Valis subjugation, so let me hand that in.
いらっしゃいませ。いつでもどうぞ。
I got all my Pusuni comic memories a while back. Yeah, Phantasy Star Universe was also interesting, to say the least. It did push things forward a bit, but there were also some points where it took a step back, particularly when it came to the music, and the fact that basically there was no more transitioning music happening. Alright, let's head back into the area survey and do a few more rounds of that here.
よろしくね。
Yeah, Omega Masquerade is interesting, to say the least. He's got 999 levels that you can build up to. I'm kind of doing this because I want to get some more class cubes to potentially turn it into yet another grind level for the Novelle series, depending upon how long it actually... how many of those... of whatever the new collectible is going to be for 2020. Probably the 2020 badge is what it's going to be. And I haven't bullied him that much yet. I'm only at level 31 here, as you can see. Alright, let's get away from the wall here. Oh, he got me. Here come the clones. Oh, they grabbed me. Alright, there we go. Depth 31 clear.
Completed.
I'd like to eventually get this at least up to level 100. And the only reason being, eventually I think that the expert requirement's going to be changing here. And that's probably going to be one of the things that gets set up eventually. Now again, Expert doesn't change any of the missions that you have access to. All it does is it changes what players you get matched with. So don't get confused in any way like that. It doesn't unlock any new content.
Emergency. Code due.
Bring out the clones! Oh, got me again. And I need to get rid of this. There we go. Alright, depth 32 clear.
Completed.
And Buff Daddy, welcome. Yeah, Walt Senpai has the right of it. For the Liberate series, that's kind of the endgame weapon right now that everybody's going to be trying to get very soon, if not already. Alright, let's do one more run at this here. Yeah, that seems to be the way it's headed. I would agree, based on what information we know. We know for certain now, and this was announced earlier today, that the Japanese servers and the North American servers are going to be completely disconnected from each other. That came out during when Sega of Japan released their New Year's message. There was some hope that the servers would actually be connected, but that's obviously not going to be the case now here. The fact that it's starting on Xbox only is interesting to say the least. I'll be interested to see if you're able to use a mouse and keyboard on that. If not, that's going to be really interesting for controlling the game. I mean, I've done it before, but I find I'm more efficient using keyboard and mouse than I am with the controller. Alright, let's get away from these pillars here. Frankly, I wish these pillars weren't even on the map. And I'm frozen. Alright, clones are coming out, and I am frozen again. Alright, just about done here. There we go, Death 33 clear.
Completed.
Yeah, Rooks, actually I went offline almost an hour into the show because I lost power twice earlier today, so, no, it's been interesting, but I'm glad the, power did finally stabilize here. Alright, let's head back out to the lobby. No, it's actually a pretty clear day today. I'm not really sure what caused it. Let's go ahead and identify these eggs real quick. Not much, really going on there. Alright, so we pretty much cleared up most of what I wanted to accomplish for today. Just got a few suppression things left that really, they're not that big of a priority for me. And the Skull Buffalo in particular can be kind of tricky to get just because of how random the Earth quests can be. Emergency quest, of course we would have to wait for that to pop up. And then these two, I'm not really in any particular rush to complete since I've got these two already in reserve for when it's time to hand in the, next week's, client orders for the ARC's mission. So I think, actually at this point, I will start to, wind things down a little bit here, but before we go, I will go ahead and pop one more trigger here today. And why don't we go ahead and make it an Earth Destroyer's trigger? Since that's where my power issues started today. Oh, I just realized I ran out of the buff here. Let me, the attack buff rather. So I'm gonna head over to my team room first before we do this. There we go. You have 3 minutes to use the trigger again.
どのクエストにする？
There we go.
よろしくね。
And let's head right on in. And of course, this is one of the ones that you need to complete for the expert requirement. For this one in particular, as you're trying to get it done, you want to try to get the weak point damage bonus if you can from the random drink. That will help you to do some extra damage and help you complete that requirement. Yeah, that's usually one of the last bits of information that people need to really push themselves over the edge, particularly if they don't have premium. That plus also installing timed abilities can also help. And eating food and everything else I laid out previously back when I was doing the series back on YouTube. Alright, Mother's fallen down. There's the next set. Let's get this last hand down. There we go. Probably just have a few 100,000 points of damage left to do there. Yep, there we go. Now we're on to the cube phase. Now I'm just waiting for Sierra to say it's time to get ready for the last phase here. Or not. Actually, that was just the right time to do that, because we just skipped that extra phase. Alright, so we're on to Deus now. Alrighty, here we go.
Emergency code due.
Okay, I think that's what my problem from earlier was, the fact that I wasn't using Shift before starting up that orb phase. Alright, up we go. And on to the other side. And once again, up we go. And then we'll be headed into the final phases. Yeah, it takes a while to complete this fight, but as long as you stay calm, you're mostly good. Alright, he's on the ground. Unfortunately, I missed that attack. Oh, nice. We forced it over anyway. Alright, there goes the moon again. Let's bring out a Dark Blast.
Your Majesty,
I'll have to refresh those in just a moment. It's not just only that, I wanted to grab Elder, and unfortunately I didn't realize I still had a loser selected here.
ノイズは除去する。可能性は修練する。
I should still be able to finish this with time left, though.
まだ解は示されていない。
Down they go. And that finishes them off. So that left me about 110 seconds left on the clock for the S rank. 110? No, less than that. I'll see in just a moment here, I guess.
Completed.
Actually, yeah, that's about right. 112 seconds, that looks like I had left. Yeah, once the boss is defeated, then of course it'll stop counting. But yeah. Let's see here. Yeah, that's pretty much everything I had for today here. So yeah, definitely, like I said before, some really interesting news about the North American servers, finally. So we're gonna find out pretty soon when the beta is actually going to be starting for that, and then once we know more details about that, I'll relay that to you as well. And yeah, this is going to be it's going to be an interesting couple of months coming up here, because after that, then we're going to hit spring 2020, which is when they actually said that that version of the game will be coming out. The big question right now is what content's actually going to be available at the start, and we'll see how all that plays out. I'm hoping, given that they showed the Episode 5 introduction, that it'll start at that point, or at least at that point, if not in Episode 6, but we'll really have to see what happens here. But, anyway, that's going to be it for me today. If you've enjoyed today's content, please do make sure to give me a follow if you want to keep up with the show. And I do also have a Discord. Link to that is in the description below. Once again, Happy New Year to everyone. And let's see who we can raid here. Bear with me for 1 second while I see who's currently streaming. Let's see here. Okay, I think I know who we can look at here. We're going to check in with AK Daily. They are a speedrunner for Phantasy Star Online episodes 1 and 2. So, let me get that into the system here. And thank you for joining me today. This is PrinceBrightstar signing off. Let's get this raid started.
Hey PrinceBrightstar, how's it going? Thanks for the raid. Welcome all.